Good. You have with you? Want to stand right here? Yeah. I think she's third chair. Thank you. How about a round of applause, please? And please remain standing. To maintain the dignity and honor bestowed upon tonight's graduates, I request that you turn off cell phones and refrain from using any type of sound devices, such as air horns, so everyone may enjoy the ceremony. Please save those for your personal parties. Police and security will confiscate any type of sound device, and you will be escorted out of the building. Thank you for your cooperation. At this time, I would like to call Paige Pfeiffer, Molly Bean, David Bowen, Michael Solt, and Lauren Hill to the podium to assist us in singing our national anthem.
Just stand in the back.
This is shocking.
Oh, say, can you see by by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Please be seated. Good evening. Board President Dr. Principe, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Gasper, administrators, faculty and staff, friends, our live stream audience that may be sitting at the beach right now enjoying this somewhere in the world. Members of the class of 1957, welcome back. I'm sure it's changed. And most importantly, members of the class of 2017. It is with great pride and pleasure that I welcome you to the 63rd commencement of Jim Thorpe Area High School. So being an educator, I have a bit of a quiz for you. What can lift 600 pounds, raise over $60,000 in charity donations, compete in district and state championship, move into the final rounds of scholastic scrimmage competition in the Lehigh Valley, and bring home the 209 trophy? The class of 2017. It's been a fantastic year. You are exceptionally accomplished group of young people. And we are all unique individuals with varying skin tones, hair colors, favorite foods, fashion, styles, all of that. However, we all share a common trait, and that is in our hearts and our emotions. When we cry, we shed tears together. When we laugh, we feel great joy together. These emotions of the heart bind us as human beings and help us to move together through the best of times and the worst of times. As Olympians, you have displayed heartwarming compassion for each other, the world, while continually to strive to be your personal best. As we start the process of sending you off to life's journey, I'm going to tell you to seek joy. You should embrace this journey and make it your own. You should embrace the journey, be an artist, be a doctor, be a teacher, be a soldier, be what you want to be, and give that journey everything you have, and the rewards will follow. Having joy in life's journey will support your spirit, which is much more filling many times than the external rewards of a fancy car or the latest gadgets. And don't get me wrong, money is nice, but life is too challenging to be sustained by money alone. Find your joy in your journey and live it to the fullest. I have a few tips for you. Do your homework. Right, staff? It all starts there. These words will never end. You just remember that. Whether you are in college, the military, or the workforce, you will need to be prepared. You will continue to be tested and challenged throughout your life. The better prepared you are, the less stress you will experience, and the more you will be ready for success. And just remember the joy you saw on Mr. Rosenberger's face when he counted the right number of seats for you at that first practice. He had the biggest smile ever. Practice and be prepared. Remember to be flexible. After hours of study and preparation, you may realize that something is wrong. Don't be afraid to start over or to take a new direction. Some of our best moments arise when we throw out the plan and go with an instinct or that gut feeling. You have spent the past 13 years learning how to follow a process. Now it is time to break it apart. As Einstein said, a person who never made a mistake never tried anything. Keep building your brain. Build your brain physically because it reacts for information as it's challenged. Do not let this be the end of your education. When you learn a new skill or study a new subject, your brain changes. Your brain cells, called neurons, actually grow and increase. And it's important as you get older in life because then they start to decrease. These cells that never met communicate with each other, and new information highways are created the more you challenge that brain. You are capable of amazing things. If you believe in yourself, keep those neurons firing. Remember to take time to listen. With tweets, Snapchat, and video games, there's a lot of noise in our daily lives that can take away from the simple act of listening to one another. Listening will help you to navigate through many of the bumps that you will face in life. Listening will help you to connect to fellow human beings and build trust. Listening will help other people to listen to you. And keep ambition there. Remember that you're an individual with great potential. Take action to make your dreams a reality. There will be sacrifices and discipline along the way. Right now, time is on your side. Focus on being your best and reaching for the stars. You will make mistakes. There will be setbacks, but that's okay. At the end of every day, show people the strides that you have made and your persistence in bouncing back from those stumbles. Remember, you are Olympians. Our very smart and accomplished class of 2017, leave here tonight and make your life. Make your own goals, make your own careers, make your own relationships. And don't forget to put technology away once in a while. Go out in nature, listen to the birds, and talk to each other. Congratulations, the class of 2017. At this time, I would like to introduce our board president, Dr. Michael Principe.
Thank you. As president of the Jim Thorpe Area School Board, as well as the father of a graduating senior, and this is my fourth child in the last 5 years graduating from this incredible school district, I want to make a couple of remarks on a very eventful day. It's also neat to see some of these kids I've seen since kindergarten, and they are a lovely class. I'd like to begin by saying what an honor it's been the past couple of years to have been elected the school board president in a district possessing so many fine administrators, teachers, and support staff. In just the last few years, our district has instituted a number of programs that have provided our children with academic opportunities the majority of the nation's school districts have not yet realized. And I just want to mention a couple of those. To start off, we must first consider the district's initial adoption last year of the innovative Computer One-to-One program, whereby every student in the high school received a computer for use in the classroom and at home. As someone who has attended the last 3 national school board conferences, I can state that less than 5% of the nation's school districts have adopted such a program to this date. Secondly, this year the Olympian One-to-One Learning Environment, or computer program, was expanded so that each K through 8th grade student had access to either a laptop or an iPad, giving our students an even earlier opportunity to develop and retain important computer research and writing skills. Thirdly, within this past month, the school district's pre-kindergarten program received the only 4-star designation in the entire state of Pennsylvania, indicating how seriously our administrators and our teachers consider early childhood education. And finally, with the initiations of the new STEM program, robotics program, and coding class, as well as the continuation of our fine AP course, dual enrollment, and media programs, our students are receiving incredible opportunities to enhance their critical and creative thinking skills. Well, with those programs, how then have these dedicated teachers who administer these programs helped prepare our students for the challenges they will face upon graduation? Well, despite the fact that we are predominantly a community of hard-working, blue-collar people, and not one of, as you probably saw in recent weeks in the press, certain quotes comparing us to country club communities, our students are still scoring extremely well on the national exams. For example, in terms of the SAT exam, last year's class scored the highest average score in the entire county and higher than the great majority of school districts in Northeast Pennsylvania. And as for the ACT exam, this group of students, right here, scored a comprehensive average that outperformed a number of schools in the region, possessing far greater enrollments and budgets, including schools in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and East Stroudsburg. It's incredible, yes. I just want to say along those lines, it's not just a testament to these administrators and teachers, but it's a testament to you, the families who encourage their kids to study, that care about their kids advancing in the world. And I think you need to realize that we understand you have a lot to do with this. So thank you for your support and your encouragement of these hardworking students. Over the course of the past 5 years, Jim Thorpe has had students accepted at some of the most highly respected universities in the nation, including Harvard, MIT, Rensselaer, and RIT. But how about this class? This class is no exception. Here's just a sampling of some of the schools that have accepted our students for the fall and have received scholarships. The University of Pennsylvania, Rensselaer University, Rochester Institute of Technology, Florida Institute of Technology, Penn State, the University of Pittsburgh, Washington and Jefferson, Mount St. Mary's, Moravian, and LaSalle universities, just to name a few. Furthermore, a number of our students will start their academic careers at L-Tri-C and other community and technological schools, meaning that those students will not have the same financial debt as some other students in the country who have to pay for 4 years and more of school. And please don't think for a second if someone attends a technological school or a community college school that they don't have the same opportunities. I did my first year at a community college and went on to get a law degree, a PhD, and a Fulbright scholar. So these kids going to L-Tri-C can have great careers. What's the common denominator? That they're motivated and diligent. This class is. I've seen these kids grow up since they were in kindergarten, as I said. Not only did these kids succeed in the classroom, but they also succeeded on the field and in the gym. Just ask the boys on the football team, or the girls on the basketball team, or the boys' soccer team. Or how about the boys' basketball team that qualified for the state playoffs for the first time in decades? In conclusion, I can't begin to express how proud I am to be affiliated with a group of board members, administrators, faculty, staff, and most importantly, families who comprise a community of learning like we have here at Jim Thorpe Area School District. And as my final year as president comes to a close, I'm honored to be among you, and I want to say congratulations to my daughter, Camille. Thank you very much. I'd like now to introduce Cameron Conley, president of the class of 2017.
Good evening, faculty, members of the school board, parents, and most importantly, good evening, class of 2017. I want to start off by thanking everyone that has helped me reach this point in my life. My friends, my family, the faculty, and a man named Sam Yegan. For those of you who don't know, Sam Yegan is the creator of SparkNotes, a website I'm sure all of my classmates know very well. When I was elected class president, I knew I'd have to give a speech here today. And I thought to myself, yeah, I'll get ahead of the game and I'll start working on it long before it has to be done. But, much like every other assignment I've been given in my 4 years here, I started this paper last night. So hopefully this goes well. When I was thinking about what I would say at such a big moment in our lives, I really wasn't sure what my message should be. I looked everywhere for inspiration. I asked my friends and my family for help. I looked in textbooks, watched YouTube videos, I even read the newspaper. But nothing seemed to help. It wasn't until I was driving home from a friend's house, listening to the radio, that I found my inspiration. Today by the Smashing Pumpkins came on, and as I listened, I thought the song could be perfect for this moment. The line that stood out to me was, "Today is the greatest day I've ever known." And standing here before you, I can truly say that today is the greatest day I've ever known. This is the start of a new chapter in all of our lives, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for all of us. Although today is the greatest day I've ever known, in life, not every day can be the greatest day we've ever known. Some days will be the most disappointing, or the saddest, or the worst days we've ever known. We've all had those days, but we found a way to persevere and move beyond them to get here tonight. While those are the days we may choose to forget, they help us to appreciate moments like this and all the memories we've made together. Memories that when you look back on them, you might say to yourself, wow, that was the greatest day I've ever known. It's been said already, but like when the football team brought home the 209 trophy, when boys soccer got the 4th seed in districts, giving them the first ever home playoff game, the boys basketball team making it to the district final and qualifying for states for the first time in 2.5 decades, prom, the all-night party, and so many other unforgettable moments that we've shared in our 4 years together. And sometimes today is not just great, sometimes today is fantastic, inspirational, relaxing, or even funny. For example, when Logan Hunsiger pied Mr. Podlinski in the face, life was fantastic. But life was even better when Mr. Podlinski made sure Logan ended up with pie in his face too. Life was inspirational when Molly Bean was named the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Student of the Year after raising almost $30,000 to benefit cancer patients. $30,000. Life was relaxing when the 2 days we all expected to have off turned into a week-long vacation in the middle of March. It was relaxing. That is until we remembered graduation was supposed to be last week. Thanks, Stella. For the class of 2017, life was funny when papers showered the science stairwell, forcing students to walk through the freshman hallway, which no longer reeked of Axe body spray, but instead smelled like rotten eggs because of the stink bombs that were placed there. This did end up backfiring on us when the senior class was called to the auditorium and forced to walk through that same hallway. It was still funny though. And in our closing days here, life has gone from stressful to amazing to sentimental to just about every other feeling imaginable. The stress of taking your last couple tests as a high school student, the relief of finally finishing all those tests, and as it started hitting us that this was the end of a long and exciting journey, that is when life was sentimental. As we sat around crowded tables, passing our yearbooks around, making sure that everyone signed it, and then carefully reading those messages, feeling a rush of emotions as we reminisced on all the truly spectacular memories and bonds we have made together. As our 4 years of high school come to an end, life is all over the place. There are feelings of sadness, excitement, and joy, all mixed together. But as it ends, I encourage you to look back on all the memories you've made and hold on to them and cherish every moment we have had together, as they have helped shape you into the person you are today, and will carry you through adversity on the path that lay before you. As you start this next chapter in your life, follow your dreams, set a goal for yourself, explore, be adventurous, and jump out of your comfort zone. Find what you love to do and chase after it, no matter how challenging the journey. In closing, I would like to take a minute to thank our class advisors, Mr. Strubinger and Mr. Spirk. Without you, our senior year wouldn't have been so memorable. Thank you for spending countless hours after school, working at canteen and organizing prom committee meetings so that we could have such a wonderful prom and an unforgettable senior year. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. And to the class of 2017, thank you for all the good times. I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to graduate with. I wish each and every one of you the best of luck with whatever it is that you may choose to do. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the salutatorian of Jim Thorpe Area High School, class of 2017, Margaret Holloway.
Welcome, family, friends, and faculty. On behalf of the graduating class of 2017, I would like to thank you all for being here and for all of your love and support throughout the years. Without you, we would never be standing here today. You helped us grow up, and you taught us everything that we know. Now, I suppose, is the part of the speech where I should read some cliched quote to you. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Robert Frost's iconic poem has long been quoted in speeches, especially at graduations. What a beautiful message. Don't follow the beaten path. Go your own way. Be your own person. It's meaningful. It's inspiring. Except it's not what Frost actually meant. Earlier in the poem, the roads are described as being essentially identical. Past travelers had warned them really about the same, and both roads lay equally trodden that morning. There was no road less traveled by. The point Frost was trying to make is that our choices will seem far more significant in retrospect than they do in this moment. It does not matter which you choose. You won't be able to look down each road to see where it leads. Every decision you make will lead you to where you're going, but you won't see how until you get there. Now that we have reached the end of high school, we are faced with many choices. There are far more than just two paths to choose from. Each path will take us a different way, and it's okay to not know which to choose. Your life will be full of choices and forks in the road, so don't stress about every little decision. You will look back and say, this path led me to where I am today. But you would say that no matter which one you chose. At the end of the day, your path will seem like destiny, and you will see how all the little pieces fit together. In reality, this is just the story of your life, defined by every decision, both major and minor. So make those decisions, make those mistakes. Everything will work out in the end. It may not be exactly the way you envisioned it, but things will be okay. In the words of Senior Getz, nothing matters. A single decision doesn't have to determine your entire life, so don't be afraid of making the wrong choice. When I grow old, I will reflect on my life and say, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I flipped a coin because those roads looked pretty much the same. But that road has taken me here, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So take your road, follow your path, and find your future. The Road Not Taken is considered to be one of the most misinterpreted poems of all time. But isn't that the point of poetry? People can have different interpretations, and it can mean different things to different people. Great literature can have more than one meaning, and often we can't know exactly what the author intended. Robert Frost is long dead, and we can't ask him what the true meaning of the poem is. In this way, life is a lot like poetry. People can have different goals in life, and different things are important to different people. And there is no one around to answer the question, what is the meaning of life? Moving forward from this spot, we will be attending college, joining the military, or going straight into the workforce. These are all different interpretations of life that will work for different people. Choose the path that is best for you and go where it takes you. Create your own meaning of life out of what is most important to you. Take the road less traveled by, or take the road most traveled by. Just take the road that will give you purpose. We are all about to leave this school and follow our own roads. They may take us away from one another, but we will always have these memories. We are all walking different paths, and that will make all the difference. Now I would like to introduce someone whose path did not cross mine until last year, but I'm so happy that it did. In her, I have gained a great friend who I will always remember as I travel down my road. Ladies and gentlemen, our valedictorian, Drea Buzeski.
Survivor, noun. A person who continues to function or prosper in spite of opposition, hardship, or setbacks. By this definition, all of you here are survivors. You've all had those tricky obstacles in the road, both big and small, and I am no exception. I'm not going to lie and say my life has been perfect these past 4 years, but I am going to say that even with all my obstacles, I am able to stand here today with all of you. And I want this to be an example of how all of you can achieve anything and overcome your own personal struggles. This is the role model I want to be. I want to show you that everyone has struggles, and of course the cliche that nobody is perfect. Despite my imperfections, I have achieved something great, as have all of you. So, what tears do you hold back? What pain? What fears do you keep inside? Can you forgive those who've hurt you? Are you strong enough to hold your own head above the water? These questions apply to everyone here today. Even though we all go through the same emotions, such as fear, anger, sadness, joy, and so forth, most people, especially young adults and teens, feel alone. This is because we all wear masks, everyone, every day, and sometimes we wear them so often, we forget who we really are. A perfect example of what I'm trying to say is a poem by Shel Silverstein called Masks. She had blue skin, and so did he. He kept it hid, and so did she. They searched for blue their whole life through, then passed right by and never knew. I find this poem beautiful because of how it reflects a painful truth of life. So much of what we say and do is part of a show put on for others, because it's what we think we should be, not what we really are. Sometimes we think we know ourselves, but we need a push to show us the reality. And sometimes if we're lucky, someone comes along and shows us who we really want to be or who we are meant to be. Unfortunately, sometimes no one shows up to guide our life in the right direction. So that's when you have to be your own guide. You have to find the strength inside of you. Use that strength to stay true to yourself and don't let the world change you. Speaking directly to my fellow classmates, I want to relay the message for everyone moving on with their life. They need to find their strength. Wherever you are planning on ending up, please remember, even in times when you feel like the whole world is against you, that you still have yourself. The little voice inside that tells you to keep going is important. You have to be there for yourself. You have survived this far, and why? Because you are strong. Someone once told me that we wouldn't face the challenges we do if we weren't strong enough. Strength is everything. This means to allow your voice to keep guiding you. However, know that there will be someone in your corner when you start to lose your strength. It's impossible to stay strong forever, so sometimes you just need a break to lean on someone and recover. And even if it seems like no one is there in your corner, look a little harder. Mr. Parlinsky once told us that looking at a person is like looking at their life through a straw. You can never see the whole picture. You never know what's going on in another person's life. If you just open yourself up and take a step back to really get to know someone, you will see that there are so many people out there going through the same thing you are. They are facing the same struggles as you, whether it be at your job, college, or even the military. Whichever road you are taking from this point on, know that along the way you will meet someone who understands you, someone who is also a survivor of the same feats as you. Remember to take off your mask and allow your voice to be heard. Then truly, you'll be able to accomplish anything. Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves. Then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. This is Listen to the Mustn'ts by Shel Silverstein. This says how there will be people out there telling you what you can and cannot do your whole life. However, what you do with your life is entirely up to you. You are not defined by others. But also know you don't have to do this alone. You can do this. You have the strength. You're surrounded by people who care, people who want to help. But most importantly, you have yourself. As Senor says, you do you. In the end, that's all that matters. That's where you'll find the greatest strength. You. If you truly think about everything you have already overcome and everything you have survived, you'll realize your own capabilities. So I've quoted Shel Silverstein twice in this speech. I wanted to point out that he went to college at University of Illinois, but he was expelled due to bad grades in classes. So he was actually a terrible student, but ended up being one of the most famous poets. Silverstein is my favorite role model for this reason, because he's an example of how school might not determine how successful you will become. You determine how successful you will be. Even though school gives you the tools you need, it's still your path, your road, your decision. Let nothing stop you from achieving your goals. Each and every one of you are capable of reaching the stars. All of you have your own talents and passions. Now, if you know what you are worth, then go out and get what you are worth. At this time, will Cameron Conley, Brendan Saxon, Brooke Cope, and Camille Principe please come to the podium to present their class advisors, Mr. Spurk and Mr. Strubinger, with gifts as a token of their appreciation.
Hello, everybody. We're up here to recognize our senior class advisors, Mr. Stroop and Mr. Spurk and Mr. Strubinger. As Cam said, they've been here with us through it all, from practicing everything and to the senior picnic just a couple days ago. And we'd like to thank them for all that they've done. And they're really great guys, and so thank you.
Here you go. Oh, and he's on your heart. Should we tell them what's inside the bag? All right.
At this time, I'd like to call up Trevor Kiefer, the class of 2018 class president. I, Cameron Conley, president of the class of 2017, feel honored and privileged to bestow this mantle on you, Trevor Kiefer, president of the class of 2018. With the acceptance of this mantle come senior privileges as well as responsibilities. It is our desire that you will continue to carry on the high ideals and traditions of Jim Thorpe Area High School. We believe that you will be faithful to the trust imposed on you this day, and we extend to you our sincere best wishes.
It is our great honor and privilege to accept this mantle. As seniors, it now becomes our duty and pleasure to uphold the high ideals symbolized by this mantle. Although the responsibilities will be great, we feel ready to meet the challenge. The class of 2018 thanks you for your kind wishes and extends to you its best wishes and most sincere congratulations on your graduation from high school.
At this time, will we have the diploma presentations? I ask members of the audience, with respect to every graduate, please refrain from applauding and cheering until all students receive their diplomas. This will keep the attention on the graduate and not on you. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. The members of the Jim Thorpe area class of 2017 have successfully completed the graduation requirements set forth by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Board of Education of the Jim Thorpe Area School District. As testament to this accomplishment, diplomas will be presented to the students by Dr. Michael Principe, President of the Jim Thorpe Area School Board, Mr. Brian Gasper, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Mark Rosenberger, High School Assistant Principal, and myself. Class advisors, Mr. Gregory Strubinger and Mr. Michael Spirk, will read the names of the graduates.
Okay. All right. Ilana Renee Adams. Corbin Tay Adams. Samantha Alonzo. Armando Angel. Alyssa Shannon Bailey. Tyler Wallace Baird. Xavier Alex Baker. Ashley Baldwin. Molly Catherine Bean. David Anthony Bowen. Drea Michelle Buzeski, member of the National Honor Society, top 10% of the class. Jacob Samuel Burkhart, member of the National Honor Society. Patrick River Byrne. Caleb Charles David Campbell. Diploma presented by Mr. Mark Rosenberger. Austin Michael Carrillo. Brendan James Carroll, member of National Honor Society. Diploma presented by Mr. Brian Carroll. Zakira Lydia Cartagena. Alexis Taylor Cluel. Cameron Taylor Conley, member of National Honor Society, presented by his father, Tom Conley. Brooke Ashley Cope. Andre Cotton Samuel, member of National Honor Society. Stephen Michael Counterman. Jocelyn Carrie Day, member of National Honor Society. Matthew James Day. Ian Charles Lee Decker. Leah Rose Detweiler. Sean Michael DiCostanzo. Joseph Alexander Dozanik. Lauren Marie Donati, member of National Honor Society. Annalise Brielle Dyer. Matthew Elmore. Joseph Francis Erskine. Lane Ellery Evans. Carolyn Renata Faria. Christian Feokavitz. Caitlin Abigail Feller, member of National Honor Society. Jonathan Arthur Fickinger. Eric Michael Fisher, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of the class. Nicholas Kenneth Fitzgerald. Adam Francia. Dalton Fair. Cole Chapin Fricklin, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of class. John Stephen Gavornik, IV. Cody Paul Geiser. Caitlin Rose Gelati. Christian Charles Gorbier. Matthew Michael Green, member of National Honor Society. Destiny Gabriella Gretzinger. Katana Harris. Takumi Alexander Hawes, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of the class. Dennis Walter Hawk. Preston William Hawk. Zachary Hess. Lauren Marie Hill, member of National Honor Society. Jada Nicole Horacek. Diploma presented by Ms. Joanna Tripler. Margaret Caroline Holloway, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of class. Caitlin Patricia Holt, diploma presented by Mr. Norby Leinart. Logan Neil Hunsaker. Nico Alec Jock. Justin Jamie. Aaron Patrick Joyce. Derek Richard Joyce. Gabrielle E. Jacino, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of the class. Jillian Amber Kamenicki, diploma presented by Ms. Lori Leinhardt. Alyssa Rose Caff. Zebulon Walker Kleintop. Alexandra Elizabeth Coher. Jessica Lee Lauer, member of National Honor Society, diploma presented by Mrs. Mary Louise Lauer.
Sierra Nicole Patricia Locke, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of the class. Chad Thomas Loftus. Daston Robin Lloyd. Hayden Thomas Lind. Jorge Alejandro Macareno. Antonio Hippolito Madera, member of National Honor Society, diploma presented by Mr. Thomas Ward. Selena Michelle Magabit. Sandra Malinowski. David Marino. Jonathan Michael Marrero. Natalie Joanne Marrero de Jesus. Cassidy Felicia Matthews. Ryan William McArdle, member of National Honor Society. Kaylin Marie McDermott. Desiree Noel McGlynn. Diploma presented by Mr. Robert Podlinski. Dion Edison McPherson. Shane Lee Meckes. Leticia Elideth Mercado. Christopher Matthew Machichi. Emma Jean Mickey. Diploma presented by Mr. Thomas Ward. Walker James Midkiff. Gordon Matthew Mooney. Kimberly Morales. Delana Marie Nalesnik, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of the class. Alexis Narano. Allison Lee O'Brien. Caitlin Ann Ohl. Anthony Paulino. Jesse Vincent Perry. Jillian Helen Peterson. Paige Anna Pfeiffer. Christopher Sean Pizarchik. Max James Pompa. Diploma presented by Mr. Glenn Comfer. Nicholas Robert Parembo. Mark Anthony Pratt II. Cameron Patrick Price. Camille Nicole Principe, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of the class. Marnie Marie Quevedo. Sabrina Sincera Rarig. Tyler Ryan Reichard. Cassandra Jade Min Repecki, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of the class. Samantha Marie Rivera. Dana Marie Rodriguez, member of National Honor Society. Joshua Rosenberger. Nicole Johan Sandoval. Damian Von Savakul. Diploma presented by Mrs. Mary Vermillion. Benjamin Mark Saxon, member of National Honor Society, top 10% of the class. Dylan Matthew Saylor. Derek Jeffrey Scott, member of National Honor Society. Brendan Taylor Silfies, top 10% of the class. Bryn Kylie Smella. Owen Michael Snisky. Michael James Solt. Marissa Nicole Sparich. William John Steen. Todd Edward Stelling, top 10% of the class. Philip Joseph Struble. Arthur John Stubos. George Richard Swartz. Jamie Nicole Tashler. Destiny Lee Torres. Tyler Dallas Utter. Shane William Valek. Tyler Viola. Emerald Amore Kamal Williams. Rachel Marie Wittig. Joshua Michael Yizzy. Stephanie Ann Zematitis.
How about one great round of applause, please? Before we send you off to your new journey, Mr. Brian Gasper, Superintendent of the Jim Thorpe Area School District, has a few very, very special words that he always offers to inspire you. Mr. Gasper.
Good evening, everyone. So as this class is special, so will be my closing remarks here. Of course, they will be brief. I do know that I stand between this group and dinner or somewhere that they want to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome here to the Jim Thorpe Area High School. Over the years, I've noticed how much of an impact music has on our students. Some of them constantly have their earbuds in their ears or they're listening to their beats in the hallway. I've also seen how music can calm and inspire a class while they're doing a project. The philosopher Plato has said that music is a moral law. It gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and charm and gaiety to life and everything. Another philosopher that some may say, Bob Marley, says, one good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain. As for me personally, I spend a lot of time in my car, unfortunately, and I fully realize that how the right song at the right time can change my mood or offer motivation. So with that said, I've chosen to incorporate some song lyrics again into my closing comments. So pay attention, you might know some of the words or lyrics. I'll introduce the bands as they appear in here: Survivor, American Authors, Foo Fighters, Journey, Justin Timberlake, Timbuk3, Rush, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. I did see a Pink Floyd shirt somewhere in here. Iron Maiden, Alanis Morissette, The Byrds, Leonard Skinner, Semisonic, The Righteous Brothers, Dan and Shay, and Aerosmith. Graduates, As your proud superintendent, I would like to sincerely thank you for all the hard work and dedication that you've offered here in the Jim Thorpe Area School District. Being here tonight proves that you have the eye of the tiger. You went the distance, you are back on your feet, and you are a man or woman with your will to survive, to meet the rigor of our academic program that we have here at the Jim Thorpe Area High School. You are graduating in great times. As a district, we've continually strived to provide you with all the necessary tools to become a successful citizen. Tools such as collaboration skills, athletic training, our Project Lead the Way STEM curriculum, our AP courses, our dual enrollment courses, communication skills, technology skills, our Project Olay, our Olympian learning environment that infused laptops into all of your hands for the past 2 years. And now we're part of an elite group that has a one-to-one technology program for all of our students in grades K to 12. And the final tool that you've just been given tonight, your diploma. Although it's a fancy piece of framed paper, it will be one of the most important tools in your tool belt of life. Use it well and continue to sharpen it as you move forward. As you sat up there patiently, you might have been thinking, this is going to be the best day of my life. Or, if everything could really feel this real forever, if anything could ever be this good again, graduates, don't stop believing and hold on to that feeling, because this is going to be the beginning of one long journey. You may ask how I know this. Well, I'll tell you. It's because I've got a feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. And this feeling tells me that your future is so bright, it is so bright that you're going to have to wear shades. As you leave here tonight and set off on your future endeavors of higher education, the trades, the armed forces, or the workforce, remember that you are going to be faced with many choices. And the results of these choices, you can't blame on your parents anymore. Or others. They're yours. Even if you choose not to decide, you're still making a choice. And yes, there are 2 paths you can go, but in the long run, it's still time. You can still, Yes, there are 2 paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. And it makes me wonder, if you are going to take the time to focus on your social and emotional health, going to those football games, going to concerts, family gatherings, vacations, unplug from your technology. You've heard that twice already tonight for a while. It will do you good. Enjoy the simple things, as you will find that the simple things are the ones that are logged in your long-term memory. Don't be the type of person that one day you find 10 years have got behind you, no one told you where to run, and you missed the starting gun. Don't waste your time searching for those wasted years. Realize that you're living in the golden years. Ladies and gentlemen and graduates, isn't it ironic that this advice holds true for all of us here tonight? And we all know that everything turns. There's a time to be born, there's a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to heal, a time to laugh, and make sure that you laugh often, a time to weep, a time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. I now offer some simple advice, which is reoccurring every year, from a simple man. Forget your lust for the rich man's gold. All that you need is in your soul. Take time. Don't live too fast. Troubles will come, and they will pass. Be a simple kind of woman or man. Be something you love and you understand. Now, graduates, it's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here. But before you go, I implore all of our graduates to dream on and dream about the world we're going to live in one day. We know that you can do this because you don't know how to not to, how to not to, how to not to. Keep on dreaming and make your dreams come true. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for our graduating class.
Will the class officers please come forward? Cameron Conley, President. Ben Saxon, Vice President. Brooke Cope, Secretary. Camille Principe, Treasurer. Members of the class of 2017, please stand. As officers, please lead the graduates in the changing of the tassels from right to left. Graduates, you have satisfied all requirements for graduation set forth by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and by both the state and local boards of education. Therefore, by the power vested in my office, and with the heartiest congratulations to each of you, and in the presence of this grand assembly of parents, friends, relatives, educators, I declare you now officially graduated. At this time, will Molly Bean, Lauren Hill, Paige Pfeiffer, Michael Solt, and David Bowen come to the podium to assist the audience and the class of 2017 in singing of the alma mater. Please remain seated.
Oh, too late. Too late.
And then they will have to rise.
Should we say please rise?
Please rise.
Hail to Jim Thorpe, so dear,